Okay, so live stream part two. Hi guys on Facebook. Hello everyone on YouTube. Now I just did a live video. Apparently the thing wasn't streaming. My friend was messaging me. Like, she's like, Sandy, are you going live? And I'm like, but I'm live. But then I rewatched the video and there was nothing. So sorry about that. So for the persons I'm reconnecting with for the first time this year, it's February already, and I just want to say officially Happy New Year. Happy New Year to those persons on my YouTube channel, my YouTube family, and Happy New Year to my friends on Facebook, and to those persons who may be coming from Instagram. Happy New Year as well. So I just did like a 10 minutes live because I had something that was just on my heart to do, and I started. The thing wasn't streaming, so I just feel stressed out right now. But anyways, so for persons who don't know, my name is Sandy Heron. I am the author of this book, Journey into the Unknown, Finding the Courage to Move from Where You Are to Where God Wants You to Be. And it is my own special story that I wrote and published last year, August 1st, 2020. And it is my story of how I moved from living in Jamaica to living and working in Japan. And specifically, the series of events that happened back home that led me to this remarkable journey. And in the book, I set out all the lessons that I learned and just the lessons that I learned through the process. So, what has been on my heart? I remember last year when I was when I was getting ready to write the book, the first thing that I thought is whether or not it was possible. When I saw other persons online who had written and published their own story, it just seemed like this remarkable thing to do. And I wondered whether it would be possible for me. It seemed like something that was so far-fetched. But here I am, several months later, with so many copies of the books sold in over 5 countries. The story has blessed so many people, and it has been done. So the purpose for this live is to specifically target those persons, those people, whether you're on the live now because I didn't announce it, or you get a chance to watch the live later. This one is specifically for people who are thinking about writing their own story. So let's say you're watching this, or you know of someone, and you can share this video, who has a story in their heart. God has placed a story on your heart, something you have been through, something you have experienced, maybe not your story, maybe something else that you want to write about. And it's in you, it's something that you need to birth, but you feel fearful. Perhaps you feel discouraged. You wonder whether it is something that you can do. And so I am coming on now to let you know that it is possible. And not only is it possible, but you need to do it. Okay? So I want to encourage you to write your story and to publish it in this year, 2020. Maybe you already have your manuscript. You have it written in your Word document on your computer. Maybe you have a notebook. You have this story that you have written. You have your notes. Maybe it's just ideas, thoughts that you have on Post-it somewhere. Whatever the thought is, develop it. Get started. It is possible for you to publish your book in August. It is possible for you to publish your book in December. It is possible for you to publish your book even as early as April if you work on it. And experience is a hell of a thing, because last year there were so many things that I didn't know, but having gone through my process and having done the research, I realized that publishing, especially self-publishing, is a lot easier than I thought. It is a lot easier than you think to get it done, right? And also, it doesn't have to be expensive. I spent a decent amount of money last year to publish the book, right? And now I realize I never had to. And you don't need to. With the right knowledge, with the right tools, you can get it out, and you can get it out without paying a lot. So the first thing you need to do, of course, write the story. If you haven't started writing it, just write. Every idea that you have, wherever you are, just write it out fully. Or you can break it up into chapters. You can think, okay, what would I want chapter 1 to be about? What would I want chapter 2 to be about? What would I want to be the conclusion? What is the purpose for me writing this book? What are the lessons that I want to share with somebody else? What have I gone through and that I have learned from, that I can use that as some form of ministry, some form of encouragement to somebody else? And also, who are you targeting? Who are the people who you want to read the book? What's your purpose? So get that out of the way. Write your story. After you write the story, have people who you can rely on, people with the skills to help you to edit the book. And you can work with a publisher, or you can work with somebody in your circle. You can work with a friend. You can work with someone at your school, someone at work, but also work with someone who understands your voice. You don't want to have your story and then you give it to somebody else and then they edit it. And after you read the story, you're like, but this isn't me. I wouldn't say this. Like, what is this? This doesn't sound like me. So give the book to someone who understands your voice, somebody who takes the time to talk with you, to get a sense of how you sound, what it is that you want to write, so that when you read it back, it feels and it sounds authentic. Zine? So that's that. Now, after you write the story, you edit the story, you want to have a book cover. Guys, I went through so many drafts for my book cover last year, like maybe over 10. And it never resonated with me. Like, a lot of them just did not resonate with me. And I finally settled on this one that a friend in India drafted for me. And I was like, okay, I like this. I like the colors. It's my favorite colors. I like yellow, I like green, I like blue. It looks very calming. I liked the thing with the lady in the boat going out to sea. I liked it. It took a while for me to get there. So when you're thinking about your book cover, enjoy the process. Let it be something that you like. Even if it's not perfect, even if a graphic designer will look on it and they're like, but no, but at least for you, you can look at it and you be like, I'm comfortable with this. Okay? So that's your book cover. Again, you do not have to spend a lot of money. Check out websites like Fiverr, where it's like a platform with like a host of graphic designers. You scroll through, you check the reviews, and you see who is the best person based on their reviews and their profile that you want to work with. And you can get your book cover done. You can get your book cover as low as $30 US. It doesn't have to cost you a lot. I thought about like my journey, and one of the things that I learned, there are two things. One, sometimes we're doing something and we look in our circle to see, okay, who is there? You have a graphic designer friend, that friend can help you. What I realized, sometimes for some parts of the project, it's better to work with someone you don't know. Yeah. Sometimes good to have your friends, but it must be someone who takes what you're setting out to do seriously. If it's somebody who is going to joke out something that's important to you, don't even bother. You give them a draft, and for them to draft the book cover, you give them an idea. 3 months later, you're like, where's the draft? Thank you, Judine. You're like, where's the draft? You can't get no draft, you can't get no book cover. They stress you out, and this thing is important to you. And so it's important. The people you bring on your project is very, very, very important. Who is editing your book for you? Who is doing the book cover? Who is going to format the book for you? And so the next thing I'm going to talk about, after you write your story, you set it out in a different chapters, you think about your book cover, you think about editing, you want to think about the formatting of the book. And last year when I was thinking about formatting, I'm like, formatting, like, what is that? What is that? And you're thinking about writing your book and you're like, Sandy, formatting, what is that? The formatting is really how the book is set out. How is it set out? What are you going to have in it? How do you want it to look? Do you want to have quotes in it? Do you want to have a pullout? How is it going to be set out on the pages? So you think about that. Again, you're formatting a book. You can get somebody to format the book for you. If you want to get extra and get the software to format it yourself, you can do that. Or you can get someone to format the book for you. I'm working on another one right now. My friend told me about someone who does formatting. I've reached out to him. I'm like, can you help me when I'm ready? He says yes. Right? So you format the book. You think about the size of the book. Think about the size of the book, how you want the book to feel in the reader's hand. How small do you want it to be? How big do you want it to be? You want it to be able to fit in a little purse or a big handbag? How you want it to be? What size? And what you can do as well, if you do not have an idea. I have a stack of books, but my computer is on it. I can't even show. I looked at other books to see, okay, I like this one. I don't like this one. I prefer this one. I want my one to look like this one. So check out other books that you have on your bookshelf. Give the person who is formatting the book an idea of how you want it to look, how you want it to feel, right? When you format the book and everything, I did research and people spoke about like not formatting, but like marketing the book. And some persons say that when you're writing the book, you know, you're supposed to get like your audience involved. You're supposed to share it on social media. You're supposed to have the book cover, and maybe like a year before you tell people that this book is coming and stuff like that. Everything that goes for one person will not go for the other person. Know your process. What works for you? I know for me, whenever I work in silence, whenever I take my way from the front line and I go in silence and I am settled and I am calm, that is the way that I am able to produce creatively. If there's a lot of noise around me and a lot of expectations and people are like, Sandy, the book, what about the book? Then I get flustered and it doesn't flow. I don't know, it doesn't flow beautifully. And so for me, I wrote in silence. When I was doing my first book, like as I was going through it, only the people who were directly involved knew that I was writing. I took my time late at night, early in the morning. I got up, I wrote, I worked with my friends as helped me to edit. You know, I was working with a publisher in Jamaica, helping me to format and to help with the editing as well. And I wrote it in silence. A lot of time, and this is probably the spiritual approach to it, is that when you invite people into the process of what you're doing, you just find that you start to encounter a lot of problems and a lot of delays. And I have seen that happen in my life. And I just realized that when I hide some things for a certain period, it goes a lot smoother. So when you think about like marketing your book, when you do research, everyone has something to say. But remember that you are an individual. Remember that you are an individual. Know what works for you. Know what the Holy Spirit is saying to you. Know how you are being directed. And don't follow the crowd. Don't get caught up with everything that is happening on social media and how pretty it might look for this other person and this influencer writing a book, and oh my God, them getting so much feedback and all of that, and Sandy write her book, and oh my goodness, people from all over buy the book. Don't worry about that. Think about your own process, right? If it is that you want to write your book and you want to hide it for a while, that is up to you. If you want to share it on social media every day to say, oh, today, guys, I wrote 2 lines. Tomorrow you want to say, oh, today I wrote 10 lines. That is fine. It is okay to do that, whatever it is that feels comfortable. Because if you are not in a good space, you can't write anything. So whatever it is that feels right, feels good, do that. So I wrote in silence for a while. When I got to a place when I realized I'm like, yes, now it is developed. Then of course I had to share. I had to start sharing. And I started marketing the book about a month. Some people will say that that's not good, but it worked for me. I started marketing the book a month before I published. When I started sharing the book, it had already been written. It had already been edited. The book cover had already been done. The formatting had already been completed. So a lot of the pressure was gone. And then it was just time for me. That was my strategy. It was just time for me to share and to give like sneak peeks into what was coming and to get that anticipation going. So whatever strategy it is that you want to use, you can go ahead and do that. Okay? So after I wrote it, got my book cover, got it edited, got it formatted, had my strategy for formatting, then I released the book, right? And let's talk about like how it felt. I remember the night when I had the flyer and I had to upload it to say, you know, this book is coming out and everything that I had done. I was so nervous. I was so incredibly nervous. I was there talking to my friend Jody. I'm like, oh God, Jody. Jody's like, you need to post it. You need to post it. I was so nervous. And then I posted it and I just jumped on my bicycle and I rode quickly to the grocery store. So extra. I rode to the grocery store because I had so much anxiety. And that's something that I want you to know as well, that as you go through the process of writing your first book, the nerves are going to be there. You are going to have the fears. You are going to have the doubts. You're going to have the anxiety. It is okay to feel all of those things. And feeling all of those things does not mean that your project, your beautiful project, this thing that God has put into your spirit, it does not mean that it will not be a success. Have someone in your corner who you can share your fears with. Share, tell them how you feel. When you feel anxious, have somebody you can reach out to and talk about how you're feeling, because that's important, because it's maddening behind the scenes. Like up front it looked nice and everything, but behind the scenes, oh my God, it rough. It rough, man, it rough bad, right? So yeah, and then after that, no, I put the book out, and then you want to be thinking about like interviews, getting the word out, media interviews, writing to different producers. If you have connections or you know people who have connections to media, you can reach out to them. You prepare for your interview and you start talking about the book. One of the biggest questions that you will hear is, what is the book about? Practice talking about it. Practice your response. What are you gonna say? Who is the book intended for? Who are you targeting? Who are you targeting? You'd be surprised. A lot of us, they're like, oh, what the book is about. They're like, oh, what is it about? You write it, but it's like, how do you respond? So you have to practice the media interviews. Think about getting like your books into bookstores. Write into different bookstores, telling them as well what the book is about, how much the book is to be sold for. I don't want this live to be too long, so I can't even get into everything about like concession, setting up your Amazon account, all of these things. I think those things can be a separate video. But for now, this one is just to encourage you to get started. Get started. You can do it. You can definitely do it. It is possible for you to write and publish your book in 2021. If you need any help, I'm wondering if there's anything that I have missed out. Nadine Powell had said, thanks for doing this. You are welcome, Nadine. If you have any questions, please let me know. For persons who are on, I didn't announce this. I just came on. I just wanted to get it out of my system because I really sensed that it was something that I needed to do. Because I was in that place last year when I was looking. I wanted to get started and I just didn't know. I didn't know what to do. And so I want to be that source of encouragement for someone else. So if you have any questions, please let me know now. Or you're welcome, Carol. You're welcome. If you have any questions, let me know, guys. You can reach out to me on Facebook. You can reach out to me on Instagram. You can leave a comment on YouTube, and I will try my best to assist you. If I am not able to help you, I can direct you to someone who can, because it's been several months. I have done so much research. I have learned so much. And I just realized that it doesn't have to be hard. And I don't want people to spend a lot of unnecessary money, because people will just take your money and do like the bare minimum, right? So yeah, if you have any questions a little bit later, I want to help somebody this year in 2021, help them with the publishing process. If you're on the live now and you need help, you have your manuscript and you need somebody to help you, even if it's not publishing, this is encouragement. Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much. And you're on now, you have your manuscript written and you need somebody to go through it with you, helping you to organize your chapters, helping you with chapter ideas. Maybe you want help with formatting. I can direct you to somebody who can help with that. Maybe you need help with like, okay, how do I decide who to use to do my book cover, or like a video trailer? Who do I use? A flyer? Who do I use? I can help with that. Very encouraging. Thank you. I can help with that. So guys, if you are on and you're thinking specifically about writing and publishing this year, just let me know and you can get it done. So other people saying it's encouraging. Thank you very much. I'm happy. Thank you for coming on the live. Even if it's not encouragement, even if it's not publishing, this is encouragement. That is good to know. So even moving away from the publishing, if there's something that you want to get done in 2021, get it done. You can do it. It is possible. Pray about it. Put it before God. Ask him to lead you. Ask him to guide you. As the Sandrine on, you are so right. People really will do. Sandrine, let me tell you, you are so right. People really will take your money and do nothing. Yes, there are so many traps. The traps that will tell you can be a bestseller. Let me help you to be a best-selling author. Let me publish your book in 7 days. All these things, right? Takes so much money, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. And I don't knock anybody for their business. But guys, be careful. Be careful. Be discerning with who you give your ideas to. You have to guard it with your life. So whatever it is that you want to do this year, whether you want to start a YouTube channel like Sandrine on YouTube, doing our thing and doing it big, whether you want to start your business, whatever it is that you want to do for 2021, get it done. Use like a week, Use 7 days, use 3 days, use 21 days. Go on a period of fasting. Set your time. You say to yourself, you're like, okay, you're gonna fast. You're not gonna eat, or you're gonna stay away from social media between 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening, or you're gonna stay away from 6 to 12. Take a break and hear really and truly what is coming to you. What do you feel led to do? What do you feel inspired to do? And then get it done. All right. So thank you guys for joining. I am going to go and have lunch with my friend in Tachikawa. I am going to go and eat some Japanese food today because the weather is fine. It is 17 degrees today in Japan, and I am very excited because we can't take the cold. It cold bad. I will say I am so over winter right now. So I'm looking forward to spring so much. So I'm going to go out to eat. But for everyone who has Forward Doors, thank you, Nadine Powell. So for everyone who has supported my first book, Journey into the Unknown, guys, I am so thankful. I am so grateful for everyone who has purchased copies, or if you don't buy it for yourself, but you buy it and you share it with somebody else. I am so deeply and truly thankful. It's one of the best things to have happened to me in 2021, and I am very happy. Hello, Delvis. Hi. It's one of the best things to have happened to me in 2021 and 2020. And if I didn't take the step to do it, it wouldn't have happened. So it's the same for you. If you don't take the step to do the things that you feel inspired to do, then it will not become a reality. So guys, manifest. All right? Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for joining my live. I hope I will do a lot more. People messaging me on Facebook. Jen. I hope I'll do a lot more. Bye, guys.